You're getting ready to sell your house, and right now, your dining room table is covered in glossy presentation folders from different real estate agents. It's decision time. The natural instinct is to go with the agent who looks you in the eye, points to the highest suggested list price, and promises a massive premium marketing campaign. Those high numbers sound great in your living room. However, a suggested list price is merely a starting point. It does nothing to prepare you for what happens if buyers reject that number. Entering the market with untested assumptions and zero backup plans poses a far greater risk to your net profit than a sudden shift in the broader market. We are going to look at actual MLS market data to see the exact economic trade-offs of pricing a home aggressively. This graphic compares the pitch to reality. On the left, the presentation, highest suggested price, and premium marketing. The right side is blank. That represents the invisible financial risks of listing your home. Let's fill it in using actual market numbers. Deciding who should list your home shouldn't come down to who gives the most optimistic pitch. You need someone who knows exactly how to handle the pushback when buyers don't agree with the price. Let's start with a common approach, testing the waters. This is when you set an aggressively high asking price right out of the gate to see if someone bites. If the market supports that number, you walk away with a higher gross profit. That's the upside you're hoping for. But we need to measure the trade-off. Recent MLS data tracks what happens to listings that maintain their original price compared to those that eventually have to drop it. This chart shows market time based on pricing strategies. For homes priced right from day one without reductions, median market time was 2 days. Homes that started too high and reduced their price jumped to 31 days. That's a strict 29-day penalty. Those extra 4 weeks accumulate mortgage holding costs, add the emotional stress of constant showings, and drain your negotiating leverage with every passing day. Pricing high feels like you're leaving room to negotiate. Statistically, you are drastically increasing the chances your listing goes stale, which results in a lower net profit than if you'd priced it right to begin with. The next trap sellers fall into is looking at the neighbor's recent closing price and using it as an absolute baseline for their own home's value. Publicly recorded sale prices are often an illusion. The top-line number you see online rarely shows the actual economic reality of the transaction. What's missing are seller contributions. Behind closed doors, a seller might have agreed to buy down the buyer's mortgage rate, give a massive credit for a new roof, or pay the buyer's closing costs. This chart compares final sale prices to original asking prices. Initially, 42.7% of homes appear to close at or above asking. But subtracting hidden seller concessions drops that to 29%. On paper, they got full price, but secretly gave back thousands. If you don't know that context and you budget for your next house based on that inflated public number, you could find yourself painfully short on cash at the closing table. An agent who justifies a high list price using only public closing records without calculating for the concessions behind them is actively setting you up for a financial shortfall. Now, let's talk about the other half of the pitch, the promise of professional photography, drone video, and flawless staging. Premium marketing is absolutely necessary. You need high-quality visuals to stop buyers from scrolling and get them through the front door. But marketing has a hard limit. No amount of beautiful photography can force a buyer to write a check for a home that is priced far above its actual condition or the local competition. This quadrant chart maps buyer reactions. Incredible marketing with a poorly aligned price lands here. You get heavy foot traffic, tons of views, but zero offers. The sweet spot is here, premium marketing intersecting with a realistic price to create immediate buyer urgency. Marketing's only job is to bring the audience. The market's response in those critical first 2 weeks will tell you instantly if your pricing strategy was correct. You cannot use an expensive marketing plan as a band-aid for an unsupported, aggressive list price. The market will see right through it. Our reality column is now filled: holding costs, hidden concessions, and market rejection. Avoid this with a pre-listing stress test before signing. Ask your agent, what data supports this price? Where will buyers hesitate? What's the exact plan if week 2 brings no offers? How you use these answers depends on your specific goals. If you are an optimizer, prioritizing the maximum possible return above all else, you can take the risk of pricing high. But if you take that path, you need to calculate out at least 45 days of holding costs right now, and you must agree with your agent today on the exact date you will drop the price if buyers don't bite. On the other hand, if you are relocating for work or trying to buy your next house concurrently, you are a time-poor seller. You do not have the luxury of waiting out the market. You need to ignore the vanity of the highest suggested price entirely. Price defensively from day one, align directly with the market, and hit that 2-day timeline so you can finally move. A professional agent provides the necessary friction to test your pricing strategy before it goes live, rather than confirming your expectations just to win the business. You are hiring them to test your assumptions, clearly explain the financial trade-offs, and protect your negotiating leverage when the market inevitably surprises you.